Unlocking the hidden prophecies of the soul, an epic journey into sacred mysticism. I never expected a single dream to change everything. It started as a whisper in the dark, an echo of something ancient. I lay in bed, unable to shake the feeling that I had brushed against something otherworldly. My heart raced. Outside, the moon hung low and heavy, casting silvery shadows that danced across my floor. I felt a pull, a magnetic force urging me to explore the mysterious depths of my soul. Doubt crept in like a thick fog. What if I was chasing a figment of my imagination? Were these dreams merely the illusions of a restless mind? I could almost feel the weight of judgment from the world outside, a surge of voices doubting my sanity. Yet, a flicker of hope ignited within me. I was on the brink of discovering the unknown. I often found solace in meditation, a sacred space where I could tune into my inner pulse. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath, the cool air wrapping around me like a shroud. Images danced in my mind, a labyrinth of corridors, walls pulsing with vibrant colors, and roots, ancient and gnarled, burrowing deep into the earth. I felt the energy shift, heavy with secrets waiting to be unveiled. Nature whispered its enigmatic language all around me. A single crow called from the treetops, its caw echoing like a warning. In that moment, the ordinary became extraordinary. My senses heightened, I could hear the rustle of leaves, feel the prickling chill of the air, sense the surge of energy flickering through every living thing. Every shadow carried a story, every rustle beckoned with mystery. What truth lay hidden beneath the surface of this world? A creeping tension wrapped around my heart like a vine, squeezing tighter. I was filled with questions. Where was I headed? What was this pull guiding me towards the unknown? I looked for signs, divine nudges that might illuminate my path. When the stars twinkled above, I felt tethered to something greater than myself, but the specifics remained shrouded in darkness. And then, just when I thought I glimpsed the edge of clarity, a figure appeared in the distance. Cloaked in mist, it stood tall, unmoving. My breath caught in my throat. Who were they? What did they want? The landscape shifted, everything felt alive, electric with anticipation. Was this a guardian sent to guide me? Or a specter of fear meant to keep me paralyzed? My pulse quickened as I stepped forward, drawn in by an invisible thread. As I drew closer, a veil of silence enveloped me, blocking out the cacophony of the outside world. I felt exhilarated and terrified, every hair on my body standing on end. It was as if something monumental was about to unfold, an unveiling, a revelation. Suddenly, the figure raised a hand, beckoning me forward. The air thickened around us, a mix of hope and dread swirled within me. Would I dare to take that final step? Or would the answers remain locked away, hidden in shadows, lingering just out of reach? Hey, before we continue with this amazing story, I need to give you an important heads up. Many subscribers have reported that YouTube unsubscribed them without warning. Take a quick second to check the red button below to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. I'd hate for you to miss any of the exclusive content coming soon. And while you're there, smash that like button, it really helps me out with the algorithm. Oh, and tell me in the comments, which city are you watching from? I love getting to know every amazing person who's part of this community. Your participation makes all the difference. Let's connect. With a deep breath, I stepped forward into the shimmering veil of silence. The figure before me emerged from the fog, revealing a face etched with wisdom, a tapestry of lines and expressions that spoke of countless journeys, of lives lived in pursuit of truth. My heart raced, a collision of fear and wonder coursing through my veins. What brings you here, seeker? The figure asked, their voice resonating like a bell tolling in a quiet chapel. It was both a question and an invitation, reverberating within me, echoing off the walls of my unearthed fears and aspirations. I hesitated, grappling with the enormity of the moment. I seek understanding, I finally managed to say, my voice trembling as if it were merely a reflection of the doubt swirling inside me. I want to know what lies beyond, what truth I have yet to uncover. The figure nodded slowly, their gaze piercing through the layers of my pretense. Understand that truth is a labyrinth, winding and intricate. It is not merely a destination but a series of revelations that will challenge you, break you, and ultimately set you free. With their words resonating within me, they gestured toward the labyrinth I had previously glimpsed. The ground shimmered, and the air around us began to swirl with energy, transforming the scene before me. The outlines of the labyrinth materialized, its corridors flickering like candlelight illuminating the dark. Each path was cloaked in shadow, each turn beckoning with possibility. Walk the labyrinth, the figure instructed. Trust in the journey. Each step will reveal a part of yourself you have yet to meet. The signs will guide you, the whispers of your soul will become clear. As I stepped forward, the sensation of trepidation and exhilaration entwined like ivy, wrapping around my heart. I entered the labyrinth, my surroundings shifting fluidly with every movement, colors morphing into shapes, evoking emotions I hadn't yet understood. My spirit surged with questions: what lessons awaited me? Which parts of myself remained hidden in the twists and folds of this sacred path? As I walked deeper into the maze, flashes of memories erupted within me. Vivid images of my childhood pulsed with emotion, moments of laughter mixed with shadows of sadness. In one corner, I saw myself standing alone in the rain, feeling the weight of loneliness. In another, I embraced a friend, laughter spilling out like sunlight through the clouds. Every experience, every fleeting moment felt woven into this journey, guiding my steps and shaping the person I had become. Then, something caught my eye: a flicker of light dancing down a narrower path. I veered towards it, a magnetic pull urging me closer. The glowing orb pulsated, shifting colors from soft lavender to fiery red, each hue radiating warmth and promise. As I reached for it, a voice echoed within the chamber of my mind, urging me to let go of the past, to no longer carry the weight of unhealed wounds. Summoning courage, I shouted, "But what if I forget?" The light dimmed momentarily, as if pondering my words. Then it sparkled brightly, illuminating my thoughts. What if you remember differently? What if your purpose lies not in the pain itself but in the lessons it taught you? The orb began to pulse in sync with my heartbeat, and suddenly, I felt an overwhelming urge to surrender, to release my defenses, to accept the parts of my past that had long held me captive. Just as I let go of those memories, a calm stability flowed through me, rippling away the tension that had gripped my soul. Yet as that release washed over me, a sensation of emptiness took its place. What now? I grasped at the corners of my heart, yearning for direction, craving signs to illuminate the next step of my journey. With the labyrinth stretching endlessly before me, I turned back toward the figure who had guided me this far. But they were gone, as if swallowed by the very mists that had birthed them. Had they ever truly been there, or were they a mere reflection of my own quest for guidance? With a heart full of questions and an understanding that the mystery was far from over, I continued down the shimmering paths of the labyrinth. I pondered, how does one fully embrace the future while learning from a past that refuses to be forgotten? What other secrets lay waiting, ensconced within these sacred walls, whispering the hidden prophecies of my soul? As I continued to weave through the labyrinth, the walls seemed to pulse with life, each turn offering new colors, sensations, and echoes of thought. The air was thick with potential as it shimmered like the surface of a lake under a starlit sky. I inhaled deeply, feeling the electric charge of the unknown ripple through me, pushing me further into unexplored realms of my own existence. Each footfall felt heavy with meaning, carrying me towards something elusive yet undeniably present. With each corner turned, the environment shifted. Sometimes I found myself in ethereal landscapes painted in pastels, at other moments, darkened hallways where shadows loomed ominously. I kept moving, driven by an insatiable curiosity, hoping that somewhere down this winding path I would find clarity. In the midst of this unfolding journey, I spotted a large, weathered door hidden in a stony alcove. It seemed to exude a sense of ancient wisdom, intricately carved with symbols that danced with ethereal light. As I approached, a warmth enveloped me like a familiar embrace, and my heart quickened. These symbols resonated deep within me, speaking a language I hadn't yet grasped but instinctively recognized. Summoning my courage, I placed my hand against the cool wood. Almost instantly, the door began to creak open, revealing a room swathed in a soft, golden glow. I stepped over the threshold, my breath catching at the beauty that lay within. Crystal orbs floated gently, hovering like celestial bodies, each casting gentle halos of light that flickered like stars in the night sky. At the center of this room stood a pedestal adorned with delicate feathers, petals, and an array of stones of the earth. One stone, in particular, caught my eye, an iridescent blue gem pulsating rhythmically at the heart of the display. The intuition within me stirred, whispering a truth: this was a piece of the cosmic puzzle that asked to be touched, to be honored. As I extended my hand toward the gem, the air crackled with energy. The moment my fingers made contact, a surge coursed through me, igniting visions of my ancestors, their faces vivid and alive, their joys and struggles reflected in the depths of their expressive eyes. Unnamed feelings surged: love, despair, hope tinged with the cry of their unfulfilled longings woven into the fabric of my own story. Suddenly, the golden light around me intensified, flooding my consciousness with questions long buried. I was confronted by the shared history I carried. Who was I without their stories? What did it mean to honor the legacy they left, both struggles and triumphs? And more hauntingly, could understanding their sacrifices help reveal my own purpose? The moment stretched, deepening into a profound sense of connection with those who had come before me. I felt their embers within my soul, igniting the dormant desires lingering at the periphery of my consciousness. Yet, in the glow of this realization, I also sensed the shadows of their unfulfilled dreams. Echoing a call, was I, too, at risk of living a life untethered from my true path? Instinctively, I retreated from the gem, allowing the energy to wash over me without overpowering my resolve. If my ancestors' dreams were intertwined with mine, I had an obligation to carve my way through the unknown, anchored in their wisdom yet unafraid to step boldly into the expanse of my own story. The reflections of my lineage were powerful, but what of my individuality? What light could I bring to the tapestry of my existence? I turned back towards the door, feeling a new willingness to embrace the labyrinth once more. As I stepped into the corridor, it shimmered slightly differently, the energy now infused with the whispers of my ancestry, a call to honor both the past and the present. New paths unfurled before me, and with each direction beckoning, I sensed the labyrinth evolving, an ever-shifting reflection of my internal quest. As I walked onward, I contemplated the questions that had arisen in the glow of revelation. How could I fuse the lessons of my ancestors with the dreams that flickered in my own heart? Could the labyrinth, much like life, offer the answers I long sought? And with every step, would I uncover not just my truth but also the hidden prophecies of my soul waiting to be birthed into the world? The labyrinth whispered as I stepped deeper into its core, resonating with the vibrations of my ancestors' voices that still echoed in my heart. It felt alive, each twist and turn not merely a passage but a living entity responding to my thoughts and emotions. The walls fluttered with anticipation, like the wings of unseen creatures that danced in time with my breath. As I continued, I noticed the colors shifting around me, their brilliance morphing into vivid hues of emerald and amethyst, swirling together in a mesmerizing display that felt both comforting and unfamiliar. The air thickened with a fragrant scent, reminiscent of wildflowers and freshly turned earth, urging me onward as if it truly sensed my yearning for discovery. Then, just ahead, I spotted a peculiar figure standing still, almost camouflaged within the tapestry of the labyrinth. Their silhouette was serene, though the air crackled with an urgent energy. Approaching cautiously, I recognized the face of a wise elder, adorned in flowing robes that shimmered like morning dew in the sunlight. Their presence felt magnetic, pulling me closer as they beckoned me to sit beside them. "Ah, seeker of truth," they intoned softly, their eyes glistening with ancient wisdom, "you have walked far, yet still have much to unveil. You have tasted the legacy of your ancestors, feeling their joys and sorrows. Yet, have you learned to listen to the voice that resonates within you?" I nodded, not trusting my voice in the face of such profound presence. The elder continued, "In the journey of life, each soul carries a prophecy, a unique echo of existence that waits to blossom. You must learn to decipher the messages your heart yearns to express." With a gentle wave of their hand, the ambient light flickered, revealing flickering symbols pulsating in midair, each one representing a different aspect of the inner self. Some were vibrant and full of energy, while others were dim and shadowy. I gasped as I understood that these were facets of my being, each calling for recognition and integration. "Every shadow tells a story," the elder whispered, an enigmatic smile gracing their lips. "The light and dark intertwine, offering wisdom through their existence. To unlock the hidden prophecies of your soul, you must embrace both." Their words flowed through me like a river, awakening dormant memories of my own fears and uncertainties. I thought of past failures that loomed large, casting shadows on my hopes, but now I started to see them as experiences that shaped my journey, not as anchors that held me back. What if I cannot harness their power? I ventured, vulnerability leaking into my tone. You can, dear wanderer, but it begins with acceptance of yourself, of your journey, and of the duality within. When you embrace both the light and dark, you will find the path unfolding before you, a bridge connecting you to the prophecies you hold within, the elder replied, their voice soft but firm. In that moment of clarity, I felt the weight of my past becoming lighter. The labyrinth around me pulsed anew, revealing glimmers of pathways that shone with potential. It seemed to urge me to explore not just the shadows of my lineage but also the brilliance of my own aspirations. As I closed my eyes, images of what could be began to unfold, vignettes of my dreams intermingled with those of my forebearers, a beautiful tapestry woven through time. But how do I begin this integration? I asked, driven by an eagerness to act on the revelations that danced in my mind. By listening, dear one. Listen to the whispers of your heart and the lessons from your past. Only then can you step boldly toward your own light while honoring the shadows that have guided you to this moment, the elder instructed, their voice a tender balm. As I opened my eyes again, I saw the labyrinth transforming around me, vibrant paths stretching out, inviting me to explore the hidden dimensions of my soul. I took a deep breath, feeling the air surge with new purpose, ready to traverse the journey that lay ahead with newfound wisdom. Yet, even as I absorbed these revelations, questions lingered in the corners of my mind, teasing me. How could I harmonize the echoes of my ancestors with the music of my own heartbeat? Would I dare to explore the scalding shadows of fear, and could they lead me to a clearer understanding of my true calling? In the face of these mysteries, I continued onward, propelled by the luminous spark of curiosity that had ignited within me. With each step forward, I felt an invisible thread binding me to the labyrinth, as though its very essence was entwined with my own. The air shimmered with anticipation, and I became acutely aware of how the walls of the maze responded as I passed, shifting ever so slightly to reveal new routes cloaked in enchantment. As I walked deeper, the landscape morphed into a sanctuary, open and inviting, cradled by the warm embrace of sun-dappled trees. They swayed gently, their leaves whispering secrets that danced around me like soft music, inviting exploration. It was here that the known met the unknown, and curiosity ignited my steps further into this sacred space. From the heart of this grove emerged a shimmering pool, its surface mirroring the vastness of the sky above. Drawn to its edge, I knelt down, transfixed by the sparkling reflections, each ripple a new realm of possibility. The water beckoned, revealing glimpses of my desires intertwined with doubts, futures half-formed, and paths yet untraveled. At that moment, the serene voice of the elder echoed within me, reminding me of the union of light and shadow. I dipped my fingers into the cool water, feeling an electric surge travel from my core outward. Visions rippled across the surface, compelling me to confront not only my aspirations but also the fears that had kept me tethered for so long. As the visions coalesced, I beheld an immense contrast. One side held the shimmering image of my dream, an advocate for change, a voice echoing hope, illuminating the darkness for others, while on the other, a visage cloaked in hesitation loomed, whispers of unworthiness and failure surrounding me like fog. Each entity, a facet of my soul, existed in stark opposition yet belonged to the same self. I drew back, my heart racing. How can I possibly reconcile these opposing selves? Do they not contradict each other? I whispered to the pool, desperate for clarity. No, a voice floated through the air like a feather caught in the wind. I turned to see a vibrant bird, feathers flashing iridescent greens and blues, perched just above the water's edge. Its eyes sparkled with a knowing that sent shivers down my spine. These are not contradictions but companions on your journey. Each narrative you hold possesses its own wisdom. To embrace one fully is to honor the other. Stunned, I held my breath, sensing the truth in the creature's words. This magical being perched before me represented a bridge, my shadows and light cohabiting within and forming an intricate alliance. You must learn the dance of coexistence, the bird continued, for it is through this symphony that you will discover your true self. What does that mean for the prophecies within me? How do I access them? I asked, a newfound determination igniting my spirit. Through acceptance and action, the bird replied, its melodic tone weaving through the air. Embrace your fears as teachers rather than foes. They will illuminate the contours of your path and guide you to profound revelations. With clarity dawning, the wisdom I sought circled back to me like a faithful companion, illuminating not just fears but the opportunities they brought. I understood now that every hesitation, every step back, could serve as a teacher. They illustrated the complexities of growth, urging me to explore beyond the limitations etched in my mind. I will embrace my journey, fear and all, but how do I know when I have found my true calling? What will be the signs? My voice trembled slightly, infused with vulnerability yet laced with hope. The bird tilted its head, contemplative. Your calling will emerge in the moments when your heart resonates with joy and purpose. It will guide you across your labyrinth, showing you where the light and shadows intertwine, revealing new paths. Remain open to what unfolds, for the prophecies of your soul are not merely about answers but the questions they evoke. As the sun shifted overhead, painting the grove in hues of gold, I felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. Each revelation felt like stepping stones laid before me, marking out the unfinished journey toward understanding my soul's mysteries. I took a step back from the water's edge, where the shimmering reflections danced with dynamic possibility, breathing in the whispers of light and shadow commingling within me. Still, unanswered echoes flickered in my mind. How would I know I was ready to take the leap into my calling? What if my path would test my resolve in ways I could not foresee? Would the dance of light and shadow ever harmonize fully within me, or would it always teeter on the edge of balance? With those mysteries lingering, I turned to the paths that beckoned me deeper into the labyrinth, ready to explore the questions that cradled my heart and soul, propelled forward by the promise of discovery. The labyrinth whispered its secrets anew, and with each step, the vibrant colors of the grove seemed to pulse in rhythm with my heart. The bird had taken flight, leaving behind a soft feather that floated like a gentle reminder in the air. I reached for it, feeling an inexplicable connection to its fleeting presence, and tucked it safely in my pocket as a talisman of courage. Moving further into the embrace of the labyrinth, the trees arched overhead, casting dappled shadows that danced upon the path. Each step revealed subtle changes. The air grew cooler, charged with an energy that excited the hairs on my arms. I could sense that what lay ahead was a deeper understanding, a spiraling journey illuminated by curiosity. Suddenly, a sound caught my attention. A soft rustle, almost like laughter, echoed through the stillness. I paused, turning towards the source, and found myself face to face with a peculiar sight. A small gathering of woodland creatures had assembled at the base of an ancient oak. They turned their curious eyes toward me, an invitation woven through their silence, as though they were part of an unspoken council. As I approached, the eldest among them, a wise-looking tortoise with a shell patterned like the night sky, raised its head. "Welcome, seeker," it intoned with a voice that resonated with the depth of ages. "You are here to explore the hidden prophecies of your soul, but first, you must understand the essence of patience." "What do you mean, wise one?" I inquired, intrigued by the tortoise's wisdom-laden presence. "True growth is not driven by haste but by the steady unfolding of time," the tortoise replied. "Just as the stars carve their light across the heavens, so too must you align with the natural rhythm of your spirit. Your quest is not only about the destination but the journey of discovering the layers of your being." Contemplating the tortoise's words, I felt a moment of reckoning. Patience was a virtue I often overlooked, consumed by the urgency to fulfill my calling. This revelation offered a gentle reminder that evolution could be a soft, gradual process rather than a tumultuous race. "Will you share your wisdom with me?" I asked, feeling the camaraderie of the gathering deepen. With a slight nod, the tortoise continued, "You must embrace the art of listening, not only to the voices around you but to the whispers within. Each silence is pregnant with potential, and within these quiet spaces, the answers you seek may take shape. In your haste to act, remember that the soul speaks in subtleties." Eager to learn, I sat before the woodland council, absorbing their serene energy. They shared their stories of seasons changing, of foraging for sustenance, and of the interconnectedness that bound us all. I could feel roots growing deep within the earth, mirroring the journey of understanding that blossomed in my heart. The rabbit spoke next, its soft fur glowing in the gentle light. Every sign you encounter is a clue, a breadcrumb leading you towards your truth. I listened intently as it recounted instances of choice and chance, how moments of serendipity revealed deeper insights about the heart's longings. Look for the synchronicities, the patterns, the rabbit encouraged. They will guide you home when doubt creeps in. The universe conspires in favor of those who remain attuned to its language. With each shared tale, I felt the fabric of my own journey weave more tightly with the lessons offered by these humble beings. Their love for life, their ability to draw wisdom from simplicity became a treasure map leading me through the labyrinth of my spirit. Yet even as understanding bloomed, new questions flickered in the depths of my mind. How could I remain patient amidst the noise of urgency? Would I recognize the signs when they appeared, or would I let fear overshadow their arrival? As twilight draped its veil across the grove, I rose to my feet, feeling the weight of the tortoise's teaching settle like dew upon my soul. The woodland creatures nodded, their eyes bright with knowing. Both the light and the shadow dance within you, the tortoise reminded me, and in each moment, you carry the seeds of your own transformation. With gratitude swelling in my heart, I took a step back, embracing the stillness of the moment. I knew I must venture deeper into the labyrinth, exploring the intricate web of patience and prophecy that cradled my spirit. As I walked away, I held the unanswered questions close, allowing them to guide my next steps, eager to unearth the mysteries that awaited. As I ventured deeper into the labyrinth's embrace, the world shifted and twisted into a mosaic of sights and sounds. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and wildflowers, and I could hear the distant bubbling of a stream, its voice mingling with the rustle of leaves. Each step felt like an invocation, a beckoning towards uncharted realms of understanding. The trees began to thin, revealing a patch of luminous moss that glowed beneath a canopy of wisteria. I knelt to touch the soft, velvety texture, feeling as if I had stumbled upon a sacred altar. The light danced gently, as if the earth itself pulsed with an ancient energy, inviting me to take a moment of reflection. I closed my eyes and inhaled deeply, allowing the vibrant essence of the grove to permeate my being. When I opened my eyes again, before me stood a figure draped in flowing robes that shimmered with the colors of the twilight sky. Her hair, long and dark as night, enveloped her in a mystique that felt simultaneously familiar and yet otherworldly. She greeted me with a serene smile, and the energy surrounding her created an instant sense of calm. "Welcome, wanderer," she spoke softly, her voice like a soothing melody. "I am Aloan, a keeper of the labyrinth's wisdom. You have arrived at a crossroads, where the threads of your destiny weave with the whispers of the cosmos." I felt a stirring within me, a resonance with her words. "What must I do to unlock these threads?" I asked, eager to fathom the depths of my own prophecy. Aloan extended her hand, revealing a small, intricately carved wooden box. "Within this box, you will find a mirror. It shall show you not your reflection, but the truths that lie dormant within your spirit." With reverence, I accepted the box and lifted its lid, uncovering a mirror that shimmered like starlight. I gazed into its depths, and instead of my own visage, I saw a myriad of images flitting across the surface, visions of struggle intertwined with triumph, of moments filled with joy and sorrow, each flicker a piece of my personal puzzle. "Embrace these visions," Aloan encouraged me. "They are fragments of your soul's journey, echoes of the lessons you have yet to learn. Each trial you recognize in the mirror brings forth an opportunity to transcend." I sensed the weight of the mirror's revelations pressing upon me, a tapestry of experiences that formed the outline of who I was destined to become. Yet, one image lingered, an ethereal figure holding a lantern, leading a path through a nebulous fog. "Who is this?" I whispered, captivated by the mystery. "That figure represents your guide," Aloan responded. "In moments of doubt and darkness, they will illuminate the way. But your path is uniquely yours, trust in the unfolding. The guide can light the way, but only you can take the steps." As her words settled like seeds in my heart, I felt a flicker of recognition. The guide was not some distant other, but a facet of my own essence waiting to be embraced. A gentle warmth surged within me, urging me to nurture this connection, to trust in the woven journey ahead. "Do not fear the fog," Aloan continued. "It conceals the paths you must traverse. Remember, clarity often follows the dance of uncertainty. Each step you take nourishes your growth." The labyrinth, once a mere sequence of hedges, now morphed into an intricate pathway, a living allegory of my soulless expedition. I considered the tortoise's teachings on patience, wondering how to remain steadfast in my seeking amidst the uncertainties that loomed ahead. With the mirror cradled in my hands, I felt a newfound sense of purpose. Yet, as inspiration coursed through me, so did haunting questions. How would I recognize my guide amidst the challenges? Would I have the courage to follow the light in the moments I felt lost and alone? With these queries echoing in my heart, I thanked Eloan, who nodded knowingly, as if she sensed the transformative journey I was embarking upon. The labyrinth will teach you patience and persistence, but remember, knowledge alone does not pave the path, it is the embodiment of that wisdom that moves mountains. As I turned to leave, the weight of my purpose felt lighter, intertwined with the promise of discovery. My heart thrummed with anticipation, for I understood that each twist of the labyrinth held the potential for insight. With renewed resolve, I strode onwards, questions simmering within me, eager to unveil the mysteries of my soul that awaited just beyond the next turn. As I ventured deeper into the labyrinth's embrace, the atmosphere thickened with a sense of anticipation. The mossy ground, alive with vibrations, seemed to pulse beneath my feet, guiding me forward like a heartbeat in sync with my own. Each curve of the path unveiled new facets of the world around me, drawing forth memories and emotions previously tucked away within the recesses of my mind. The air grew cooler, laced with the subtle fragrance of rosemary and sage, leading me to a clearing that opened like a breath after a long-held sigh. In the center stood a stone altar, weathered by time and encrusted with vines that twined like fingers clutching a cup offered in supplication. Upon the altar rested a cluster of crystals, each shimmering with an intoxicating brilliance that seemed to whisper ancient secrets. Drawn to their glow, I approached cautiously, my fingers reaching towards a large, violet amethyst at the center. Its surface reflected shades of deep purple, dancing with light as I studied it closely. As I clasped it in my palm, a gentle warmth radiated through me, stirring something deep within. Suddenly, visions erupted before my eyes, shifting landscapes of pulsating colors, the rush of waves crashing upon distant shores, and the laughter of children echoing through sun-drenched fields. With every heartbeat, the intensity of the visions grew, and I recognized scenes intermingled with feelings of love, loss, and desire. A voice soon emerged from the vibrant tapestry, a voice that resonated with clarity and insight. "You seek answers, but what you truly need is to embrace your questions," it illuminated. Moments of doubt danced before me, juxtaposed against moments of clarity, revealing the complex fabric of my existence. "What questions?" I murmured, bewildered and entranced. "The questions you might fear," replied the voice, smoothly weaving through the fabric of my thoughts. "Those that linger just beyond your conscious reach, shaped by the echoes of your past. Listen, for understanding lies within them." I closed my eyes again, allowing the voice to guide me through the dissonance swirling within. "What must I confront to unlock these hidden prophecies?" I asked, feeling the weight of my own unspoken fears. "The labyrinth serves as both guide and challenger," it whispered with authority. "Each twist invites introspection, each turn an opportunity to face the shadows you've nurtured. You will meet figures along your path, each a reflection of your own soul and truths yet to be uncovered." Suddenly, the air filled with movement, and from the dense foliage emerged a figure cloaked in shadows, ethereal in form yet possessing an undeniable familiarity. Their presence pulled up my heart, a paradox of fear and longing mingling in the air between us. "Fear not," they spoke softly, their voice a soothing balm against my raw edges. "I am a guardian of your struggles, the essence of the trials you've faced. Recognize me as the ally who challenges you to grow." Why must I confront struggles that have wounded me? I found myself asking, my voice laced with both fury and hurt. Why must I carry the weight of these burdens? "To release your grip on that which no longer serves you," came the reply. "To alchemize your pain into understanding and wisdom. Only then shall you illuminate the path towards your purpose, the why behind your existence amid the vastness of this journey." As their words enveloped me, I felt a myriad of emotions surface, the tears that had long been steeped in silence, the laughter that fought beneath the scars, and the unresolved questions that lingered like shadows. The guardian's form resonated with the embodiment of every moment I had hesitated to confront, standing as a reminder that my pain was a part of the sacred narrative, woven into my spirit. In that deepening stillness, I grasped the amethyst tighter, embracing the vibrant charge coursing through me. This was not merely a trial to endure, it was an invitation to rediscover the alchemy of existence where both light and shadow held essential truths. I felt the guardian reach their hand out, offering a connection with unseen energies yet to guide my way. Embrace the light and the dark, they enfolded me with warmth. Together they illuminate a fuller truth, a journey towards your hidden prophecies. As the guardian began to dissolve into the vines, I whispered, "What if I cannot recognize the signs during the darkness?" "Then seek the echo of your heart," they replied, their essence swirling mysteriously. "In silence, you will hear the whispers of the cosmos guiding you. Trust your intuition, for it will lead you back to the light." With that, they vanished, leaving behind a gentle reminder echoing in the fraying air, a question that shimmered just beyond my conscious grasp. How would I learn to embrace the complexity of my own narratives while honoring the darkness as a vital compass, leading me to the insights locked within my soul's journey? As I stood in the clearing, the air now thick with the reverberations of the guardian's presence, I felt compelled to explore beyond the altar. The moss beneath my feet muffled my steps, and beneath the trees, glimmers of light danced erratically as if guiding me toward a destination unseen. A spectral energy enveloped me, urging me to follow. Wandering deeper into the labyrinth, I soon found myself at the entrance of a narrow passageway hidden by hanging tendrils of ivy. The soft whisper of the leaves felt like an invitation, a subtle reminder that the journey ahead would require both bravery and trust. With a determined breath, I stepped inside, the light fading behind me, replaced by the shadowy embrace of the unknown. The walls of the passage felt textured and alive, their surfaces marked with ancient symbols that seemed to pulse in rhythm with my heart. Each step echoed softly, becoming a quiet symphony that accompanied the thoughts racing through my mind. Suddenly, a sudden flicker of light danced mere feet away, casting shadows that morphed into fleeting figures with serene yet solemn expressions. Each seemed to nod knowingly as I approached. I paused, entranced by the sight. One figure glimmered with an opalescent sheen, their eyes radiating warmth that soothed my spirit. "I am keeper of memories," they intoned, their voice resonating like the gentle chime of a distant bell. "Here, the past reveals its wisdom to those willing to listen." "Why are you here?" I asked, curiosity woven into my timbre, desperate to unravel the significance of this moment. "To guide your understanding, to illuminate the lessons contained within the web of time. Each moment you've lived forms a thread in the tapestry of your existence, and only through acknowledging your past can you unlock the prophecies of your spirit." I considered their words carefully, aware of fragments of memories long buried beneath years of neglect. But how do I face them without being consumed by the weight of loss? "By recognizing that pain is not an end, but a teacher," the keeper replied, their essence flickering like candlelight in an unseen breeze. "You must allow these memories to surface, for they carry the keys to your growth. Understanding lies hidden within your stories, woven into the pain and joy alike." I closed my eyes, grounding myself as the depths of the emotions associated with my past began to unfurl before me. Faces of loved ones, long departed, filled my mind, sweet memories shattered into shards of grief and laughter. I felt the warmth of connection intertwined with the sharp edges of loss. It was terrifying yet exhilarating, each moment imbued with lessons waiting to be embraced. "Do not shy away," the keeper encouraged softly. "Listen to the echoes from your heart, for within them resides the blueprint of whom you can become. Every shadow has a story to tell, every tear a river of release." Reopening my eyes, I glimpsed the figures dancing within the shadows, their features illuminated with ephemeral clarity. Each held a mirror to my spirit, reflecting parts that I had hastily attempted to erase. I moved toward one figure, a young child with eyes full of wonder, a specter of innocence I yearned to reclaim. "What do you wish to teach me?" I whispered, my heart aching for the simplicity I once knew. "Play. Dream. Imagine," the child responded, their laughter ringing like music suspended in the air. "Embrace the vibrant hues that life offers. Without joy, the labyrinth is void of color. You must unlock the creativity that resides within." As their voice faded, another figure emerged, an older woman radiating wisdom, the creases of her face etched with stories upon stories. "You, dear one, are the keeper of your own truth," she declared. "Dare to rise above self-doubt, for in doing so, you ignite the flame of purpose. You were born to inhabit your own story, not merely to survive, but to thrive." With each transformative encounter, fragments of insights and questions flowed through me like a labyrinthine stream, interwoven thoughts of love, longing, joy, and sorrow. I felt each moment heavy with the weight of understanding, yet buoyed by the flicker of hope. As I continued through the passage, another sign beckoned me, a single flower blooming defiantly within the crevice of the stone wall. Its petals glistened with dewdrops, vibrant against the darkness surrounding it. It held a lesson. Its existence was a testament to growth in harsh circumstances, a reminder that beauty can flourish even in places deemed inhospitable. I knelt down, captivated by this paradox of vulnerability and strength. What did it mean to thrive amidst adversity? How could I honor my own struggles while embracing the beauty that life offers? With a stolen glance at the flower, an idea began to ripple through my mind. Perhaps resisting the challenges life presented was the true burden, and releasing that burden meant embracing my whole story, not just the parts that felt comfortable or easy. As I rose, the warmth of revelation coursed through me. This labyrinth was a sanctuary, a sacred space that would reveal the hidden prophecies of my soul, if only I remained present and willing to explore the unknown. With each step I took, questions bubbled up waiting for answers. Would I have the courage to face the shadows that lingered within? What other memories awaited my embrace? And how could I transform the lessons I discovered into an illumination of my own path? The mysteries continued to unfold, leaving me with a profound sense of wonder that, too, was a part of my journey. As I moved beyond the ethereal passage and into the delicate embrace of the next corridor, I felt the labyrinth transform yet again, unfurling like the petals of a chrysanthemum blooming in the first rays of dawn. The walls shimmered with a soft light, each curve whispering new possibilities as I trod cautiously onward. A gentle breeze seemed to flow through the spaces, carrying with it an ancient song, notes of hope intertwined with wisdom that wrapped around my heart like an embrace. The air shifted, inviting me to let go of all my preconceived worries, the urgency, the doubts, and the shadows that haunted my presence. With each footfall, I noticed the deepening warmth inside, ignited by the realization that I stood at the precipice of my greatest understanding. I was no longer merely traversing the labyrinth, I was sculpting my soul's journey, each step revealing the map of my own unfolding. Suddenly, a faint glow caught my eye, a luminescent orb hovering wistfully near the ceiling, bathing the path in a soft, golden light. Drawn toward it, I reached upwards as it descended gracefully, and in that instant, time seemed to suspend. The orb transformed into a radiant figure, a luminous being draped in robes that glittered like starlit skies, eyes sparkling with compassion. "I am Lumira, the keeper of light," she declared, her voice harmonizing with the very essence of serenity. "You have journeyed far, seeker, and now it is time to embrace the illumination of your soul's truth. Will you guide me?" I ventured, my voice resonant with anticipation. "How do I unlock the true nature of my essence?" With a gentle motion, she drew closer, intertwining her fingers in the air to create a cascade of shimmering symbols and images that danced around us. "Your story intertwines with your ancestors, your joys and struggles, and the questions that linger in your heart. To understand your soul's prophecy, you must truly understand your light, the essence of who you are beyond your fears." As those words settled within me, I felt a shudder of recognition. The labyrinth had opened my eyes to the depths of my shadow, yet the true challenge lay in recognizing my brilliance, my dreams, my hopes, and the light I was capable of sharing with the world. "But what if my light is too dim?" I asked tentatively, fearing the enormity of my own power. Lumira's eyes sparkled like diamonds. "Light is inherent within you. It may flicker at times, but every glimmer contributes to the tapestry of existence. Each experience has designed the spark within you. Embrace it, for therein lies the path forward." Taking a deep breath, I looked deeper into my shimmering essence, resonating with her words like echoes that rang true. I envisioned the moments where my heart swelled, where kindness radiated through me, where creativity sprang forth, unbidden vignettes of joy that reflected a dazzling light. And yet, what abetted this brilliance were impossibly entwined with shadows, the memories that shaped me and the fears that crippled my progress. how do I balance these opposing forces? I asked, hopeful for further guidance. By understanding that both your light and shadow exist harmoniously, each holding the potential to nourish the other, she replied, enfolding me in her radiance. Allow your heart to expand, let vulnerability be your guide. Only by facing the fears can you become the lighthouse for those around you. A wave of clarity washed over me, illuminating the truth of my journey. The labyrinth taught connection to my ancestry, my emotions, and ultimately, to myself. It emphasized the necessity of integrating the light and shadow within me rather than banishing one in favor of the other. Suddenly, I became acutely aware of the strength I had cultivated through my trials, and this newfound understanding felt as liberating as the air rushing into my lungs. Driven by the spark, I began to speak my truth, the words flowing from my core with a fervor I had not known before. I embrace my journey, fear and all. I accept the shadows as teachers and allow my light to shine unabashedly. I will honor the whispers of my heart and step boldly into the unknown. With each declaration, the labyrinth responded, the walls pulsating vibrantly as if celebrating my awakening. Lumira stepped back, a knowing smile on her lips. Now, dear seeker, follow your light, for the labyrinth has much more to show you. Remember, every step holds a revelation waiting to unfold. As I turned to continue down the glimmering path, I felt lighter, as if I had shed the weight of my past just by acknowledging it. The labyrinth felt alive, its walls shimmering with the vibrancy of the truths I carried, and for the first time, I sensed that I was not merely a wanderer but a creator of my destiny. The winding path opened wide, revealing a stunning vista beyond a magnificent horizon where the sun dipped below the earth, rich hues of orange and violet melding into the indigo sky. I stood there, eyes wide, filled with a sense of reverence for the beauty inherent in every journey. Reflecting on how deeply I had traveled within, and with the wisdom bestowed upon me by Lumira, I understood that the true revelation was the acceptance of all that I was, the light, the dark, and the vast spectrum in between. I was a tapestry, intricately woven with the threads of my ancestors, the whispers of dreams unfulfilled, and the resolves yet to be ignited. I was not separate from any of it, rather, it formed the very essence of my being. Yes, I was here to discover my light, but I would do so while honoring the shadows that liltingly danced at my side. With a heart brimming with gratitude, I steeled myself for the path ahead. There was no more fear, there was only the unfolding, the pulsing, sacred call of my spirit. Just before I turned into the next corridor, I paused for a moment to breathe in the beauty around me and commit to memory the lessons I had learned. In spirit, I whispered to the universe, I am ready to unlock the sacred prophecies of my soul, for I am both the seeker and the sought. With that, I stepped forward into the embrace of the labyrinth, ready to illuminate the world with the truth that resided within me, lighting the way for others on their own sacred journeys. And as I walked into the golden light, I knew every path, every fear, every triumph was part of the profound truth that sparked the awakening within me. We are all connected, woven into the fabric of each other as stories, seekers of the light hidden within our shadows.